first impression that comes to our mind about any college: tall buildings, big classrooms, large lobby areas, thick books, IT labs, assignments, class tests, and projects. Nothing besides that. Every hour, minute, second spent here help us carving and shaping our persona, cultivating innovative mindsets for the challenging world. Learning is a lifelong process. Sharing knowledge, inculcating values of life, spark the innovative horizons of mind. Fun and frolic is the nature of every nook and corner here. A daily dose of thrill we are sure to get here.
I am Mohit Kishore Vats, Assistant Professor at DME Media School. Would like to welcome you all to this concluding session of Session Orientation Program SOP 2021 on the theme Contemporary Media Scenario, Challenges and Opportunities. Before we proceed with this session, let me apprise you all about SOP in a brief. This SOP is of 10 days and it began from August 16. It will culminate today on the 25th of August. In the first leg of the SOP, that is from August 16 to 18, we had orientation session by internal experts, which included the dean, the head of department, and the faculty members teaching the subject. In the second leg, that is from August 19 to 21, we had assignments and practical sessions that were supervised by respective faculty members. And in the third leg of this SOP, that is this, in which we are having these sessions, that is being organized from 23rd to 25th of August, we have orientation lectures by the experts of industry and academics. So Dr. Ambrish Saxena, who's the Dean of DME Media School, he gave the opening address of the session orientation program on August 16, while Mr. Ashok Srivastav, Senior Consulting Editor, DD News Doordarshan India, delivered the keynote address of SOP on August 23. Every session of this SOP, which has an external expert and a person from the academics, had a sub-theme. Earlier this morning, we had a session for the third semester students by Mr. Chandrasekhar Karalkar, who's a senior video editor, Mumbai, on the topic Edit Jane Ya Jane Na. He elaborated on numerous aspects of video editing and addressed various questions of the students and faculty members. It was followed by a session for fifth semester students by Mr. Murtaza Ali Khan, who's a filmmaker, film critic, and senior journalist, New Delhi, and he addressed students on the topic how to break down a film in reference to the subject film appreciation. This was followed by an afternoon session of third semester students by Ms. Divya Vasudev, who's a celebrated RJ, Radio City, and TEDx speaker, New Delhi, and she addressed the students on the topic Radio and Your Forever Friend as part of the subject radio jockeying and news reading. She spoke on various nuances of radio programming, podcast, and her first-hand experience of community radio and programs on jails of Punjab. And for this session on digital media marketing today, we have with us Mr. Shubharam Mishra, who's a technopreneur, S-marketer, and founder of Buzzit.in Bengaluru. Begin the session. Let me introduce sir to the students and faculty members who are present in today's session. Mr. Shubharam Mishra is a technopreneur and S-marketer by profession. And when someone asks Mr. Mishra, what do you do? He replies, I help people and businesses grow. He's an IIM certified digital marketer with 20 plus years of experience in web, software development, business development, and digital marketing. He also had the opportunity to work with 300 plus small business owners, as well as national and international organizations like Coca-Cola, Airtel, and the United Nations. Way back in 2007, when paid advertising was yet to come, he had generated more than 300 leads of investors for Government of Odisha, out of which 70 signed up with close to more than $1 million of investment. Currently, he is helping many organizations, mainly e-com and B2B, to grow, to name a few. For example, he has been associated with wholesaler.com, which has a monthly revenue of 1 CR. He is also associated with Brain Wonders with 100 plus franchises. And he has also helped startups scale 5 lakh in revenue in 6 months as part of e-com. He specializes in S-marketing, lead generation, and e-com sales. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity, Mohit ji, and Susmita ma'am, namaskar. It's always a pleasure to come back to the roots we learned as a student. And you guys are lucky that we have so much of networking, so much of information available for you. Nevertheless, like we come back to you and we relive our life as a student. And yeah, aspiration levels at your level are there really high, so you are really lucky. Lots of opportunities and lots of career options, lots of information. All you need to do is select your information, which node to connect, and you are done. So today's session, I will make it interactive. And like class session, I got a good feedback that people were interactive, and I got so much of got muted. I got so much of satisfaction that okay, my knowledge or my sharing was of some use for all of you, some of you. And yeah, that is what is my objective for next 1.5 hours. Initially, we'll keep it for 30-40 minutes of presentation. Then I would love to take your questions, which can be used by you in your career or in your life as a whole. And you might have already seen lots of content across all kind of platforms. So there are Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. TikTok is banned in India, but it is still there. And there is Snapchat. There is so many other platforms. There are so many blogs for a platform. There are platforms like Discord and other stuffs, and information is everywhere. You just need to find out which one is good for me, and I'll help you identify how to leverage this stuff in your career or to make sales. So the topic is branding to sales. It's a vast topic, social media and digital media, but I have attempted to concise it in a let's say half an hour to 45 minutes presentation and share some value. So I'll start by thanking DME for this opportunity. Saxena sir and Susmita ma'am and Mohit, my friend, thank you so much for coordinating. Probably, I think I have never seen such a well coordinated effort. He messaged me before he took off for a journey. He was going to board a flight. After he he landed, he messaged me again, and 15 minutes back he called me. Such a well coordinated effort. Thank you, Mohit. And yeah, let's get started. And I'll share a small presentation to take you through today's agenda, and also how you can use a digital media for branding to sales. So this is my small attempt. We'll keep it interactive, and at the end of the presentation, I would love to take some questions. So you can also, okay, hello, am I visible? Is it visible?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Your screen is visible now, sir. Yes, sir.
Perfect. So this is the agenda. So what are the types of digital media? Now I'm not going to explain the boring stuff like what is Facebook, Instagram. Don't worry, guys. I understand young people need information in a nutshell. They don't like definitions, right? Yeah. So types of digital media, how we can strategically align a digital media for our use, how as a company we use, and what kind of research we should do to create content, and how to select and distribute digital media, and how we can use leverage digital media for sales. So primarily this we need to understand, irrespective of whether you are doing sales or not. There are 3 types of media, digital media. First one is a owned, second one is a earned, third one is paid. So let's go into detail of these 3 types of digital media. Owned media is something which you have created, your website, your blog, your Facebook page, your Facebook about info, bio, in-feed content, or stories, Instagram account, all your accounts, LinkedIn, Instagram, everything, whatever you have created and you have published. So that is your owned content. You can control that, and you can choose what to publish, what not to publish, how frequently you want to publish, and how frequently you want to engage with your audience, basically. So that is the own content. And I will just like to say that we are in a world of social media and all this stuff, but the only 2 digital media which we truly earn is your website and your email list. As a digital marketing company or any company, if you ask what is the digital media you actually own, which is your own, is only your website, your ranking, your content, and your email list. Because Facebook algorithm changes, Instagram can add something or disturb your stuff. You don't actually own that. That is all rented platform or somebody else's platform. We are leveraging that. But what we are getting, what we can own or use is your website and your email list. To bank on that, because that is never going to go away from that. Of course, email gets obsolete, but that is a very less percentage. And if you talk about your website content, it may rank 1, 2, 3, or 10, but it stays with you. You can own that. So owned media is something we should focus. And the ultimate objective of all other media is to get people to your own media. Please keep this in mind, because every transaction happens in the own media level only. Now, what are the earned media? Any reviews, testimonials on your website or on your social, on Trustpilot, on LinkedIn, recommendation, all this thing, comments, tags, and mentions, and all these things are basically earned media, where people talk about you. They can talk good or they can talk bad about you, depending on the product and the services and the experience they have. Sorry. So every brand, every company, every organization that has a digital media presence, they actually aim to get lots of positive earned media. Because if you praise about yourself, people will not believe. But if a consumer is going to praise about you, then people are going to believe. So that is why Amazon and all this stuff, what do you take? You look at the price, but more than that, if it is little pricey, immediately you go to the review section. So reviews, recommendations, all these things are earned media. Okay, your LinkedIn profile, if you have 3 recommendations for good people who are an authoritative figure or who are professionals, then your profile value becomes more. So these are all earned media. However, we don't have control over this earned media. Anytime your Facebook page can get banned, your LinkedIn page get banned, and you cannot depend on that. You can leverage that, get them to your website or get their emails, build an email list, and then you do transactions with them. Last type of media is paid media. So paid media is like whenever you wish, you actually do a paid ad, you boost your content, and you reach out to your target audiences. Just a second. Yeah, boosted Facebook post, Instagram post, advertisements, all this kind of thing. Yeah, paid influencers, affiliates, you know about it, that other people sell your product. You don't have to directly sell. So this is about the 3 types of media. Now, most of the organizations have this. They struggle with the second form of media. Third part of media is very easy to do, because I call it like this. I compare it with either like Glucon-D, glass of Glucon-D gives you instant energy, or it's like a painkiller, it's Aridon or a Disprin, that it removes your pain immediately. You want to reach out to 1 lakh people, you pump in some money, and your pain is removed, or you reach out to those people. But you cannot live on a Disprin or a Glucon-D. So you need to have your content marketing in place so that you are strong. You are constantly increasing your owned media to get earned media. Then earned media, once you get, you leverage it. Paid media is just a platform. It's like a vehicle. It's like an Ola or a Uber. You and your destination remains fixed. You choose either auto, car, bike, or electronics vehicle, or whatever it is, right? So that medium can be different. I hope it is clear. If you have any question, put it in the comment, and we'll go through that one by one. Now, once we understand this 3 type of thing, let's go to the next part. How to align this content. How to align this content so that we get something out of it, right? So first objective is branding and awareness. See, every brand, whether they are doing good or bad, in profit or in loss, they have to reach new audiences. And it is a known fact that any brand who is doing good and not reaching out to new customers or new target audiences, they are going to fade away. Nokia is a very good example, that they thought that they are the brand leader, and they did not even delight their customers. They took them for granted, and that is what happened, it all. So they need to reach out new audiences. They need to create awareness about their products and services. They need to constantly generate curiosity about the features, about the facilities. And yes, there should be constant desire, whether people purchase or not. Marketing and sales, I think you guys are, I have already studied. I'm not sure whether it is already taken care by the time you come to 5th semester, but the role of marketing is to create awareness and create a desire. Sales is to help people buy your product or services. So branding and awareness is a must. This is the first step of marketing, and known brands also need to do this all this time, because otherwise they'll go out of their mind. Somebody else will take that space in their mind, in their memory, and this will be easily replaced. So being in touch with your customers, target audience is a must, and this kind of content, this kind of reach out is a must. Now talking about organic reach in Instagram, Facebook and other stuffs, it is still there. People who are regular, people who are creating content for their target audience get maximum organic reach. Organic reach is not dead. People say that Facebook organic reach is dead or something. No, it's not true. Moreover, if you are creating content, you are the king. And which kind of content? Video content. Now understand, YouTube is there, Facebook, Instagram are there. These three platforms are fighting. Facebook, Instagram are one. So let's take Facebook and YouTube. Okay. They are competitors, they are rivals. And any piece of video content you put, they will give their 100% to push your content. Okay. They will be pushing your video content because they want to be number one in video publishing. Now what happens is, how the algorithm works is, you push your content, and if you're getting good engagement in the first 2 minutes, first 10 minutes, first 15 minutes, then that content will stay alive. Otherwise it doesn't appear in the newsfeed. If 50% of your visitors are watching 75% of your YouTube content, then your YouTube content will come in the suggestion box, in the search and all this stuff. So creating content for the audience, your target audiences, is the key. And if you leverage on video content, you don't have to do less effort, because both Facebook and YouTube want to leverage, you want to push more video content. They want to be number one in publishing video content. Now don't do the mistake of sharing a YouTube link in Facebook. Okay, it's like publishing your competitor's product in your shop. So don't do that mistake. If you want to promote the same video, upload it directly on Facebook, upload it separately on YouTube, and that will work like a charm. Yeah, after we create branding and awarenesses, engagement. Meanwhile, you guys can do reactions. Are you watching, or is it after lunch? Probably many people feel sleepy, but I think 3:30 is not a time to take a nap. If you have a thought of taking a nap, you might have already taken. So give me a thumbs up if you are there with me. Are you with me? You can give reaction. They can give reactions, right? Okay. Give me a thumbs up. Okay. Okay. Otherwise, I'll feel sleepy. And imagine that, I'm in a live session and I'm sleepy. And I said, okay, so today's scenario, if I start delivering lecture like this, you will feel bored. So give me thumbs up. And yeah, stay tuned. Okay, cool. I got some thumbs up. Thank you. Guys, what happens, we attend so many webinars, we do so many webinars. So we do so many Zoom calls, right? People are smart nowadays. So we need to engage them. Engagement is the key. If I'm delivering a content, if there is no engagement, the content will not be consumed. It's like cooking a recipe, cooking a dish, and nobody is eating that. The same thing applies for your content also. If I create a content and say that, okay, XYZ, we are this company, all this thing, we create this product, that product, this is the feature, that is that benefit you get, and you don't prompt them to do something. Okay. There is an example, है ना, क्या था वो? Okay, we got to like a very weird example. मुंबई का है कि भाई बंद्रा चलेगा, तो बोलते हाँ चलेगा, तो फिर बंद्रा जाएगा, तो बोलेगा हाँ जाएगा, तो जाओ ना फिर. तो the thing is that we need to take them along, right? कि भाई मुझे बांद्रा छोड़ोगे क्या? Call to action होना चाहिए कि okay जाएंगे तो कितना लोगे? So if you create a social media content, there is no call to action. Comment, click on the link, let us know, reply yes, no, tag a friend, all this kind of thing. Your content has to be engaging. So that is the next part of next strategy of your engagement. So we need to engage our thing. So in marriages, before marriage, engagement happens, right? Same thing, before any transaction, engagement should happen in your social media. That is primarily interaction with your target audience. You need to talk to them, getting their opinion. You are putting your content in front of them and getting their opinion, getting their feedback, and validating ideas. How people, there are two ways to test, right? People actually, they say that, people learn from their own mistake or from others' mistake. So before you publish a content, go and search other people's content. How is it faring? How to do that? Go to their social media and check which kind of content has more likes, more engagements, or check what kind of ads they are publishing. So there is something called Facebook ad library. Just note down this term, Facebook ad library, and you can go and search which brand is promoting which type of content, paid promotion basically. Or you can directly go to their social media, search, go to their social media, look at what kind of comments are coming. Is it positive, negative, or neutral? Okay, what kind of reactions are coming? Okay, sometimes like, they present an idea and there'll be many haha. Okay, instead of thumbs up or like a heart symbol, there'll be many haha. Or if the company is, yeah, that's Facebook. Thanks, Mohit. And in like, some cases, people are angry because they are not serving their customers. So people will, the moment you might have seen that, this is like, crazy that, some brands who are not serving their customers well, and they run an ad, and their unhappy customers are the first one to comment. मत करो, फ्रॉड है, इसने मेरा वो नहीं किया, मैंने 4 महीना पहले खरीदा था, मेरा नहीं पहुंचा, मेरा रिफंड नहीं किया. तो while you are exposed to an opportunity, there is a vulnerability also. So how you maintain that is very important, and engaging them is very important. So how you are using your Facebook, how you are using your LinkedIn, how you are using your Twitter, all these things are very, very important. If you are on Twitter, you need to maintain their Twitter. Sometimes people open a Twitter account and forget. They have opened an engagement channel, okay, but they are not attending that. And what will happen is, the company which has a Twitter account, they are getting tweets, but nobody is attending. So everyone else is like, interacting about them, but they are not responding. So they have opened an engagement channel, but they're not engaging, right? So sometimes the competitor jumps in and said, okay, forget about this brand, come to us. You might have seen so many examples. So these are all engagement channel, comments, messages, chats, all these things. So the more you engage, more relationship you build with your target audiences. It is not always transactional or salesy, but it can be just for information purpose also. The same thing we can do, we can post 4 types of content and see which platform is giving me better engagement, more likes, comments, or which engagement, which platform is relevant for that. I'll come to that also, how to choose which platform. Okay, once we have got some engagement, the ultimate objective is to get them to our website or get them as a subscriber. Okay, take a news channel, take a entertainment channel, take a like an e-commerce site or anything. First thing you go to an e-commerce site is they will ask, okay, give your email ID so that we can give you a coupon code. Whether you purchase or not, they want your email ID. If you go to a new channel, they will ask you, okay, do you want to subscribe? So they want your data, and you need to collect the same thing if you are working for a brand. So ideally, you should get visitors to your website, make them as a subscriber, and also you should make them as a prospect who can be a future customer. And ultimate, some kind of businesses need sales. So prospects to leads, leads to sales. And once you complete, once you do make the sales, you can actually serve them well, keep them in the loop, and brand ambassadors. How many times you might have seen that when you have already purchased a product, you got a free update, free service. I think I get it. We get this kind of thing from very branded company that, free after sales service, free services like Voltas, Maruti, all these brands, they do it very often. That, free checkup, free car health checkup camp. So they have already done the sales. Why they want to do it? Because they want to earn the goodwill. They want to be seen in the, they want to be seen to the same customer who have already purchased from them. Imagine that, somebody has purchased in, somebody who had purchased an Alto maybe 10 years back when he had less money, and that Alto is not in a good condition, he doesn't want to spend money on servicing. Suddenly he or she sees an advertisement, Maruti has a free checkup camp, and he goes and does the servicing for free. He or she might be thinking of some other brand that yaar kuch aur kharid lena chahiye. He or she might change their mind and stick to Maruti. So taking care of your customer is also very, very, very important. That's why after sales, you need to still keep in touch with them through social media or any kind of media. Send them monthly newsletter, give them updates, give them freebies, ask them how is it going at their end with their product and services. And this way, you not only get brand advocates, also you get referrals. This way you can update. This is a very good practice nowadays. We also practice that, after the purchase has happened, we show them a thank you video. Thank you, you have taken a right decision. This is how you should use the product. So return rate will come down if you are doing this kind of thing. I'm going into that marketing and sales more, so I'll come back to digital media. I'm more tend to sell through the digital marketing agencies, but I'll come back. I'll pull myself back to the topic. Yeah, sales is something, very juicy. I think I'm clear, guys. Give me a thumbs up if you are with me and this makes sense. And it is not at all boring. If it is boring, is there a thumbs up, thumbs down kind of thing? No? Or is it there? Unfortunately, it is not there. But if I get less number of thumbs up, means it is boring. Like, give me some thumbs up. Yeah, okay. 3. Okay. Good. 4. Fine. I'm happy. Okay. Cool. Moving on, how to distribute this content. Yeah, this is the last part I already told. Customer retention, support, advocacy, and referral. Okay. You can leverage your digital media to get all these things. Send them an email, show a video on them, video to them, and keep them engaged. Now, the most important part is, okay, all said and done. How do we research and create the content? These are the typical and the best methods. If you want, you can note it down. Of course, you don't need to note it down because this video will be there in your social media, in your Facebook page, but it's very easy to remember. Google search, just go and search on Google, and it will show you suggestions, right? Let me show you by sharing my screen. This thing cannot be explained in a PPT. So when you search few words, Google will auto suggest. Those auto suggestions are basically most recent searches. Okay, let's say Facebook ad library. Okay, Facebook ads. If I search, it is showing me my own searches. Then some suggestions. These are all recent searches in Google.in, basically Google India. So this is the best way. Suppose if I want to search best media school, so this autofill is basically the recent searches that has happened in Google, basically in the world, in India. Best media schools in India, best journalism schools in India. It is auto suggesting me. So this is one way of easily doing a keyword research. Another way of doing a keyword research is, if you have a Google ad account, you can do that. You can create a free Google ad account and do keyword research. There are also few tools which can help you do that. One of them, the most popular and the best one, is answerthepublic.com. So put any keyword, it will give you tons of idea, tons of topics or headlines, whatever we call it. So what happens, I put a media school here. First, it will give you the questions. Of course, all of us know what are the questions. 5WH. What, when, where, why, who, when, right? Then last one is how, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, or just forgive me if I'm wrong with that 5W part. But 5WH is a very popular thing, and you can search that. So same thing is shown here. What are the questions people are asking? Which media school is the best in Ghana? Okay, I don't know why it is showing Ghana. What school media specialist? Which media school is the best in Ghana? I don't know why it is going to Ghana. I don't know. But yeah, this kind of data it will show you. Then it will show you prepositions. Near, for, to, with, without, can, all this stuff. Then it will show comparison. Media school versus media design school, all this stuff. media school and something else. Then it will also give you all the key phrases which you can use, and you can download these images. Sorry, you can download these keywords, and you can also use it for your blog topics or social media topics. You can download this CSV here. You can download this CSV, and you make use of that. So once you get these topics, once you know what people are searching, your idea becomes more refined. This is also a very powerful tool, wordstream.com/keywords. Wordstream is a very popular website. So you just put your keyword, select an industry in India, it will give you ideas, basically keywords, topics and all this stuff. Keyword research, it will give you keywords. From key phrases, you can make titles and blog ideas or social media ideas. So this 3-4 tools you can use. There are plenty of them. Okay, I don't know why it is not able to find. Probably it is it should show. Sometimes it is buggy, it is showing, or probably okay, fine. So media, I'm searching for media, and jobs and education, it is giving me the keywords, the CPC for Google Ads, competition and all this stuff. So you can use this tool also for keyword research. And once you know which keywords people are searching, we should use them because we create content for them. Okay. If I search, let's say, let's take an example that, let's say 3 years or 5 years back, let's say wireless charger was not there. I keep using this example a lot. Wireless charger was not there. If I write a blog on wireless charger, nobody will search for it. So you need to use social media to push that content. And let's say you should use a title for your blog that, how to charge in a new method or easily without XYZ. So use content in the searchable form, in the discoverable form. In the video, it should be like, you cut the wire and show that, okay, this is your phone, this plug, and you cut the wire and it is still charging. Okay, and you can say, oh, this doesn't work, but yes, there is a way where you can charge without plugging your phone. So here is the new wireless charger. In Google, you can say, find new ways of charging your phone or charge your mobile faster in this method. People will search like that. So use that kind of things to reach out to your target audiences so that your content is meaningful and effectively reaching them. So I'll go back to my PPT. YouTube search, yeah, like you do Google search, you can also use YouTube search, and it suggests you that, this is what people are searching. Or you search for something, it will also give you suggestions. So you know what kind of content you should create. And once you are clear with the topics or the headlines, you should choose between two, long form or short form. So in case of text, it is blog or post. In case of video, it can be YouTube video or a YouTube shorts nowadays, or Instagram IGTV or Instagram reels, Facebook videos or Facebook stories. You need to select depending on the content type. In case of image, it can be photo with live elements of humans or plants, nature, anything. It can be infographics or illustrations. While using illustrations, there is a caution that is from my own experience that, don't use lots of stock illustration, because brand X is using the same illustration, brand Y is also using the same illustration. Okay, so I'm wearing this shirt and somebody else also wears this shirt, so it will look similar. Oh, this shirt, okay, they will remember the other brand. Actually, I have seen competitors using the same model for their advertisement. Imagine that, let's say Honda is using the same model, same guy standing like this, and also the competitor, some other brand, suppose let's say Renault is also using that. So what will happen to your target audience? So you use images, graphics collectively, check whether your competitors are using or not. Illustration, if you are taking it from a stock library, use it wisely. Otherwise, it is going to backfire. Yeah, so you need to select your content wisely here. And in video, you can have explainer, or it can be a live video. Live video is the most preferred content for YouTube and Facebook. YouTube, there is some restriction unless you have some, it is some days old or some number of subscribers, you cannot do live, but it is not so difficult. And you can also use animated. While using animated, don't make it look like, very artificial kind of thing. It should have some human element. that animation, if you are doing animation, the animation should be good. So you can choose all this form of content, and I have created something called the 52 WMC. What is 52 WMC? 52 weeks marketing challenge. I do it for myself, for my clients. And what happens is nobody creates content that मैं बस 15 दिन ऐसे मैं करूंगा, उसके बाद लोग आ जाएंगे, उसके बाद छोड़ दूंगा, जब खत्म हो जाएगा तब करेंगे. Nobody plans like this, right? SMM is evergreen. Blogs should be evergreen. Your engagement should be evergreen. So we should plan for a year. We should plan for the entire thing. Only thing that the SMM people plan is Holi Diwali, कि वो without fail हो जाता है, but it doesn't talk about your brand. It doesn't talk about like what pain point you are solving, what features you are providing to your customer, how you are making their life better. If you are planning for content creation, any kind of digital media content, it should have a purpose. What purpose it is going to solve? So ask a simple question. Any kind of format, any kind of content you are creating, please make it a practice. Write down. You don't need to write down. Just remember that why I am creating this content. And after you create that content, ask yourself, what next? What do you expect your target audience to do after watching this content? Okay. अगर मैं हैप्पी होली बोलता हूँ कोई बुराई नहीं है, हैप्पी दिवाली बोलता हूँ कोई बुराई नहीं है, अच्छा बात है. बट हैप्पी दिवाली सुन के उसको तो लड्डू तो मिलना चाहिए ना. इफ गेस्ट कम्स टू मी, मेरे पड़ोसी आएंगे और हैप्पी दिवाली बोल के चले जाएंगे, तो बोला ठीक है हैप्पी दिवाली, जाओ भाई. लड्डू लेके आएंगे तो अरे आप आओ बैठो, आप भी थोड़ा लड्डू खाओ, एक ग्लास शरबत पियो, 2 मिनट बातें करेंगे. तो ट्रांजेक्शन होना चाहिए. इफ यू आर डूइंग हैप्पी दिवाली, विश देम विद समथिंग टैंजिबल. विश तो आ गया ना भाई, सोशल मीडिया में थोड़ी विश देखने के लिए आते हैं. विश तो अपने दोस्तों से देखेंगे, कमर्शियल ब्रांड से क्यों देखेंगे, आपकी कंपनी से क्यों देखेंगे, राइट? तो गिव देम एन ऑफर. दिवाली ऑफर इज अ बेटर विश to do it in social media. Or if probably you can relate that social cause के suppose national youth day है, suppose विवेकानंद जी का था, create a quote which is relevant to your brand. Suppose if it is about education, use Vivekanand ji's photo and what he talks about your education, relate it so that it is meaningful, not just namaste, right? Meaningfully transactional होना चाहिए. What next, what you want to convey and what they should perceive and what next. Call to action, we call it call to action. And that will make you understand that will make your audience stay tuned to your content. So I created this formula called 52 WMC. WC is week marketing challenge formula. It is not so complicated. This is just for illustration purpose. What we do is very simple. And if I tell you that you can create 1040 digital assets in 1 year by investing 4 hours a week and 12 hours, and before that 12 hours in planning, you'll say, okay, this guy is bluffing, but try it and test it. What you need to do is very simple. Bada form, long form video. I think everyone is moving to video. There is no brand that is not leveraging on video, except news channels news portals where they don't have a coverage of that, or where they don't have a scope of creating video. Most of them, wherever there is a chance, people are creating video. Earlier we had brands where we never saw the CEO's face. Okay, nowadays any kind of company, the CEO has a video in their about us page, the CEO has an intro video in their social media page, the CEO has a video, because it is more personal. People want more trust. So how we can do this 52 weeks marketing challenge is take a long form video, maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes video. It can be explainer, it can be demo purpose, it can be it can be a demo, it can be a walkthrough. Break it down to 6 smaller form of content, then 6 small form of content of 1 to 3 minutes. Repurpose it into for Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So 6 into 4, 24, right? 1 blog, 1 video, 24 pieces of social media, and multiply that into 52. So you get 1000 to more number of social media platform, more number of social posts. So ideally you have to create 52 topics. For 52 topics, you can do keyword research. So now think of this. What is the objective I want to fulfill? Let's say from branding to sales. I start with branding and all this stuff. I create monthly topics, break it down to 4 smaller weekly topics, weekly 1 video or 1 explainer video or any kind of stuff. If video is not there, forget it. Just create a blog, then create 6 social media posts with images or small videos. You have so many tools now. You can do a video in Canva, you can do a video in Trello. So many of tools are there, and you create these videos and publish it into social media, and you get 52 into 24. So this is the formula basically. All you need to do is create long form content, breaking down to smaller content. So I create this, and many of my clients also do one long form video of 15 minutes to 30 minutes. I transcribe that, and we create a 800 to 2000 words blog. Then we break it down into 6 short form videos into 3 platform minimum and 6 social posts. So these 3, 6, 6, 6 are common basically. So it's the same thing. And you can create 1040 digital assets by doing a planning for 12 hours roughly and investing 4 hours a week. And if you do it for yourself, for your clients, for whoever it is, this is going to be consistent. And also remember, like in classes, in Facebook also, YouTube also, if you're consistent, your channel, your medium is more powerful because people keep coming. They remember. For example, I do a webinar every Wednesday. So I call it Wednesday webinar series. So that stays in their mind. Wednesday matlab webinar, Wednesday matlab webinar, Thanda matlab Coca-Cola, right? People rhyme. Yeah, you put that into their mind कि हर Wednesday, हर Saturday 9 o'clock इसका लाइव आएगा, ये ब्रांड का ना कुछ वीडियो आएगा. अमूल जैसे ब्रांड परसेप्शन कर लिया कि कोई भी अच्छा है, मतलब कोई भी ट्रेंडिंग चीज होगा उसका एक बोर्ड आ जाएगा, बिल बोर्ड आ जाएगा, राइट? तो इट इज एक्सपेक्टेड. इफ इट इज नॉट चेंज, पीपल विल पैनिक कि क्या हो गया यार, इसका डिजाइनर का तबीयत तो ठीक है, कि इसका ब्रांड क्रिएटिव गाय का तबीयत तो ठीक है, क्यों नहीं आया, राइट? One particular place they have booked in the main part of the city, and they publish that billboard. Same thing. If you are consistent, people will remember you. They are habituated to you. Make sense, guys? Just say yes in your comments. If you they can comment, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They can.
Okay. Cool. Just engagement rate, click through rate, engagement. आप लोग ads definitely करेंगे. I'll not be surprised if people have started doing freelancing on Facebook ads, Google ads, copywriting. Copywriting is a big industry, and yeah, you should leverage that. And पहले वर्क फ्रॉम होम या फिर फ्रीलांसर्स को दूसरी नजर से देखते थे कि यार फ्रीलांसर ऑफिस में नहीं बैठता, घर में हाफ पैंट पहन के क्या करता है. अभी हर सीईओ हाफ पैंट पहन के बैठा रहता है. So this scenario had changed. Earlier we used to think कैसे लोग हैं यूएस के हाथ में बियर का ये लेके कॉफी पीते बर्गर खाते काम करते हैं. अभी अब हम सबका हाल भी ऐसा हो गया, राइट? Yeah, so digital media is rich, guys. Rich matlab content wise, knowledge wise, everything you can leverage it. So let's move, and yeah, I'll finish this presentation in another 5 minutes. This formula you can use, and this is going to work. This works for most of it. Many people are following this also. Now the last part of this thing is how to select the media. Which media is good for you? Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, or YouTube. Facebook is highly clickable. Basically, call to action जो रहता है ना कि you can click to the web, click here, send a WhatsApp message, all this stuff. And people can share this content. People don't share Instagram content, people share Facebook content. So shareability is very good in Facebook. And popular topics are entertainment, news, travel or food, social issues, or fashion and shopping. Instagram is more visual, and Instagram is known for more raw and unprocessed content. Like you will never find a celebrity doing a full makeup before coming to Instagram live. It is very personal. Instagram is very personal. Instagram is very live, raw. People like to peep into what is happening in real. It can be imperfect. It can be imperfect, but personal actually. And yeah, this is one-to-one. It is more conversational rather than one-sided. Twitter is applicable for more frequent content, witty content. It has to be interactive where people can actually share their thoughts, and it is shareable. LinkedIn is to the point. People do not waste time on share this video and आपके घर में उन्नति होगी वाला. LinkedIn में कभी-कभी आ जाता है actually, to be to my surprise. आजकल वो भी आता है, but that is not for that. जय माता दी वाला भी आ जाता है. Okay. And yeah, we get 10,000 likes in that also. That is but that is not the purpose of LinkedIn. It should be to the point, educational and transactional. You ask them to do something. When it's transactional, it's not about sales, it's about information transaction basically, and B2B mostly. And yeah, so where to put what. I just wanted to cover so that I don't miss that, and how to leverage it. We talked about, like, how to use this thing, what is the purpose, what is the strategy, what kind of content we create, and what is the objective. Now we should talk about how to leverage this, because ultimately क्या money है तो honey है बोलते हैं ना, तो करेक्ट, मनी शुड कम. ओके, मनी तो हर जगह चाहिए, मनी को नेगेटिव नहीं देखना चाहिए. इवन फॉर फ्रीडम फाइटिंग गांधी जी डोनेशन लेते थे, फंड कलेक्ट करते थे, बिना उसमें कुछ नहीं होता. ओके, कलयुग है भाई. ओके, तो यू हैव टू, एनजीओ भी जो बोलते हैं ना कि एनजीओ में ले ला तो डोनेशन क्यों लेगा, नहीं तो कहाँ से करेगा वो. ओके, ये मनी है तो नहीं है तो ट्रांजेक्शन्स होना चाहिए, नॉट दैट कमर्शियल पर्पस, बट ट्रांजेक्शन शुड हैपन. नॉट, देयर आर डिफरेंट करेंसीज, वी यूज इट एज करेंसी. In digital marketing, we use lead as a currency, click as a currency, engagement as a currency, video view as a currency, add to cart को भी हम देते कि less value currency है. Add, like, what do you call, initiated checkout, added payment information, purchased, repurchased, all these are currencies. These are tangible things. So how to leverage that so that we can get something out of it. For example, one email subscriber can be like your customer and can give you a lifetime value of, let's say, $10,000 over 10 years. Okay, so sometimes you enter a context. Airtel का context आ गया कि contest आ गया कि leave your phone number to win, let's say, 500 coupon. Okay, so you leave your number, whether you get 500 coupon or not, you will start seeing ad. Okay, and if you purchase, that company's objective is fulfilled, right? So how to leverage? Need not be very pushy or salesy, but yeah, you can do that. Visitor to leads and sales. So you must have a conversion ready website. Conversion ready website means डिनर पे आप बुलाए किसी को और खाना नहीं खिला के छोड़ दिए. ओके, और डिनर पे बुलाए और पावर कट हो गया और बोला कि खाना नहीं बना और 1.5 घंटा रुकिए, अभी आ रहा है खाना, आ रहा है. होता है ना कहीं कहीं पे, मतलब you invite them to a website and they don't do any transaction and go back, bounce rate is high. So that is not a conversion ready website. Conversion ready website where conversion happens. Conversion does not mean sales. Conversion can be visitor to a subscriber to a returning visitor, email opener, people who click. Email opener मतलब वो opener वाला ऐसे थोड़ा साउंड करता है. People who open your emails, people who click on your emails and come back to your blogs. Okay, people who share your content. These are all transactions, these are all conversions. And what should be a conversion ready website? It should be fast, responsive means mobile ready. Then it should be interactive and transactional. People should be able to do something. Then yeah, conversion content funnel. Basically we have different types of contents, and content funnels are basically this. I wanted to show a live example of the DME website itself so that we know what we are talking about. Let's say content are of different formats. Let's go to our website of DME and see what kind of content we have. There are many stuff. Pay fees online is directly transactional purpose, means people who are students or their parents will use this. About us, first time somebody who is coming to this website will go through this content. People who have already seen our ad, or people who already know about that, they will directly go to this part of school, this part of this menu. People who know that, okay, let's say I say that, no, okay, I want to get in admission into law school. First intention will be to go to the law school. Then if I said, okay, they have a law course also, then I'll say, okay, what is the campus? What is the placement? All this stuff. Okay. After everything is done, they will see, okay, how to do it, admissions. So there is a journey here. There is a journey. People do not randomly browse. Their thought process is like that. They will first inquire. If there is a desire, if it looks good, they will proceed further. Otherwise, close it, go to another website, because Google gives you hundreds of results, right? So the same thing, we call it a content funnel in our terms basically. And content funnel is basically objective is to create awareness, interest, desire, and action. So they are aware of you first, then they express some interest, then they have a desire to interact with you, engage with you, then they take an action if all their queries are taken care. Now, earlier days, only website used to happen. We never had periods, only email used to be there. And now multiple channels are there. So we need to touch our target audience through multiple channels and all possible channels, not to bug them, but depending on where they engage. For example, if I'm doing email marketing, I'm sending 5 emails, and if they are not opening my mail, I should not send them mails. Okay, if they are responding on WhatsApp, we should have a chatbot for WhatsApp, something like that. And we should have a structured approach, and this can be seen in a funnel diagram. Basically, we use Funnelytics as a tool, and let me show you a diagram how we leverage on this content. Let me share a live screen here. Yeah. Okay. Here, I think it is visible, right? I have shared the entire screen. I think I had not shared. Yeah. So this is a funnel diagram we use for our marketing funnel. So suppose this is your landing page or a blog page. So possibly we can get traffic from Google, Facebook, organic or Facebook ad, Instagram story, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, or any other format. Okay. So they come to the website. After they come, if they subscribe, they go through an email sequence. Then if I have a product or service, I can take them through a sales page through my email, or I can directly have a call to action to go to the product page, or I can bring them to a community of Telegram or WhatsApp. Then from the sales page, they go to the thank you page. From thank you page, there are some other actions. So ultimately, there has to be a flow. So if I'm creating a content here, the end objective is here to do this transaction. It need not be commercial of commercial nature. It can be anything. It can be signing up. It can be a part of a community, be a part of alumni group, be a part of the students group, be a part of the parents group. But ultimately, each content has an objective, and there is a what next. What is the call to action? So keep that in mind. How this is going to be used. एक बड़ा सस्ता सा एग्जाम्पल है, बहुत मीनिंगफुल है कि एक छोटा सा ट्रॉली का रहता है ना, जिसमें वेजिटेबल्स आता है, उसके नीचे लिखा होता है कि बड़ा होकर ट्रक बनूंगा। तो पीछे जो लिखा आता है ना, एक बोर्ड रहता है, तो उसमें लिखा था कि बड़ा होकर ट्रक बनूंगा। सो आपका छोटा सा सोशल पोस्ट आगे जाके कस्टमर बन सकता है, ये सब्सक्राइबर बन सकता है, और आपके अगर इफ यू हैव सो मेनी अदर ऑप्शंस, सो इट कैन बी ए मीनिंगफुल एंगेजमेंट, and it can be something which your business needs, your organization needs. So every piece of digital media has a purpose. Define the purpose. You should know where this is going to travel, how this content is going to travel, how this buyer's journey, we call it a buyer's journey, right? The person who is looking at this piece of video or content or image, what is the journey going to be if everything is taken care? So we should keep that in mind and create content. So that's it from my side, guys, and I wanted to convey the entire thing that branding to sales is a very broad topic, but I wanted to convey this in a very crisp manner and usable manner. I hope I was able to do it, and I'm open for questions now. And ma'am, Susmita ma'am, if you can, if I miss something, you can guide me. And guys, if you can ask your questions, anything on social media. Amrish sir, namaskar. We were missing you.
No, it's a time of question.
So do let me know if you have any question, guys. I'm happy to answer and happy to help.
Yeah. Mr. Shivram, a part of your lecture I could listen because the rest of the time I was not there in the session. But definitely the major area of concern for the students, which we always come across, is as to how they will get absorbed in the industry. That is one. Two, if they decide to do something on their own in this particular area, digital media marketing, what all they can do. I mean, if they decide to turn entrepreneur and all, because this is the time wherein every second student is interested in digital media marketing. And this is a elective paper in BAMC. This is one option. The other option is film studies, this film appreciation. But majority of students are inclined to join digital media marketing, whatever perception they have. But then in terms of employability, they feel that there is more scope to get absorbed in the industry and they will be easily getting the job. Is it so easy? Can you tell me, so that they prepare themselves? Normally, people believe that if you are proficient in technology and if you are skilled, then easily you can get into. Is it so? If not, then what all preparation they need to do and how they can turn themselves more employable?
Okay. It's all about marketing mindset, sir. And digital media, where to use that? Where is the usability of this content? So there are multiple opportunities, and it has opened up. It has opened up in last 1.5 years also. With all many industries went through pain, and many people were affected negatively. At the same time, it opened up new opportunities for many people. In personally, from my experience, I have seen at least 3 engineering students and 1 mass communication student applying for internship and getting let's say 25K as an intern in a smaller companies like mine also. 20 to 25K they earn, and they don't need to come to the office, they don't need to relocate to Bangalore, they can be at their home, they can write 10 pieces of content or 10 social posts a day, write a blog a day, and make 25K easily. Apart from what they are doing, many of them are still students. And we have people from IITs, they like marketing, so they said, okay, I'll do Google ads, I'll do Facebook ads. They're working with us. And yeah, in digital industry, apart from the educational qualification, it is your creativity, how you look at. There are multiple areas. Copywriting is one, in copy, long form or short form. So there are basically sales skill sets: website designing, SEO, website content writing, and Google ads is one set of skill set that people can choose. Otherwise, if you are visually good, you can create images, videos, short form of videos, video editing, motion videos, all this kind of stuff. Many people are using motion video nowadays. And setting up a studio is very easy nowadays. What you see here is a home studio I have set up. And I have umbrella lights, I have good quality camera, and I don't need to go to a studio. So videos are created maybe 10 times more than what it was created 2 years back. So it's all video. So video editing is a highly paid skill. Creating blog from video is a highly creative and highly paid skill. Okay. Creating contextual editing is a very highly paid skill, and very less number of people are there. Then repurposing the video. For example, there is an interview of a founder with NDTV. And if you can create 6 social media or 10 chunks or 10 bytes from that, repurpose it into social media, then you are good. So club it with copywriting and you are sorted basically. You should know how to write, how to represent, and call to action wala jo part tha, that will make you आपका value addition करता है, वो X factor आपको add करता है. Copywriting, marketing mindset, content is there, training is there, and lots of steps are there. So how to use it is, there are 2-3 lines you can say. If you are good in data, if you are good in numbers, basically, if you are talking about SEO, analytics, Google ads, that is one stream. If you are more creative, you can create video, images, you can be a visualizer, you can be a creative artist for a digital marketing agency, you can do freelancing at multiple places. And right now the mindset is very proper in Indian companies, that they don't look at number of hours you spend, they look at what you create for them. And if you want to experiment, you can take an internship in any of the companies, because internship gives you some opportunity to learn and earn. I will personally advise, don't join free internship, and get some stipend, because they will value you. When they pay you, they value you. Okay, if they don't pay you, they will not even give you attention to you. That is my experience, sir. I'm sorry if I it might be wrong, but people who hire free intern don't give you attention, training, anything. If they are paying, they will give you attention, training, and something. So choose for paid internship, no matter how small it is. And yeah, There can be other fields like, if you are good with number, you have a logical skill and rational skill, you can learn Facebook ads, Google ads, and Instagram ads and other types of ads. You can also go for paid media buying. Media buying is highly desirable, and every company needs that. Many people, this pandemic has created the need of paid advertisement in every business, no matter how small that business is. It is a skill that will take you further. And yeah, people are paid well. People are not underpaid nowadays. And companies who are we are a 25 member team, but we also pay reasonably well, not maybe a IT company, but yeah, we pay sufficiently well so that somebody can work from home, have earned 25K, learn or have a life or do something else also. So it's easy nowadays. You just have to be aware and updated, and lots of opportunities are there. All that you need to do is create a portfolio, have a very super creative LinkedIn profile, and start posting, engaging, and people will discover you. Or you can do आपका पर्सनल वेबसाइट बनाइए, लिंक्डइन प्रोफाइल को मस्त करिए, फ्री पोर्टफोलियो वाला पेज बहुत सारा मिल जाता है. हैव अ पोर्टफोलियो, वेरी स्ट्रांग पोर्टफोलियो, एंड यू आर सॉर्टेड.
Thank you, sir. With respect to audience measurement, like you were talking about, one of our students, Abhishek Mishra, is asking, can you tell a bit about audience measurement and how can one start learning about it, especially with respect to user-generated content?
User audience measurement.
Yes, sir.
I did not get exactly what does audience measurement mean. Is it about analytics, or is it about the buyer's journey, or
Sir, I think he's talking about advertisements and SEOs and how do they help in overall, building an audience base. I think that's what his question is.
okay. See, SEO is again SEO is being available for your target audience. Whenever they search, they should be able to discover. It's discoverable. Keeping your antenna on. SEO is something similar. Push media and paid media is like you reach out to your customers, so either it is inbound or outbound. And how you, I think audience measurement, what he meant is, how can we forecast, or how do we get it? I'm not very clear actually. Probably help me with that question, decipher that question for me.
Abhishek, can you probably reframe the question? Sir, in the meanwhile, we have one more question. How has the pandemic given a push to digital media marketing? This question is from Aditya Rawat.
Okay, Aditya, everyone, see, when the demonetization happened, everyone had a need or a urge of, everyone had a need or an urge of using digital. So Paytm bahut chala, Google Pay chala, and it became a habit. So we never thought that we need it. But once it is there people are more convenient. Same thing happens to every businesses. Many people were comfortable. Okay. When you are comfortable, you don't experiment a lot. When you become uncomfortable, you experiment and explore other avenues. Same thing happened with many businesses where there was a small shop near me, there was a supermarket near me, they never had to advertise. But when the physical thing was restricted, digital was the only way they could reach out, and this is how it has grown. And if I talk about my own experience, we are a 4-member team in March 2020. We are a 24-member team, and that growth happened because number of clients increased. People are more aware. We don't need to tell that why you have to advertise, why you need to have a Facebook page, why you need to have a Google My Business. They are aware because their competitors are doing. So it has grown manifold, and it is going to maintain.
Thank you, sir. Our next question is from Gopal. He wants to know what is the role and significance of social media influencers when it comes to digital marketing today?
Okay, influence is putting something in your target audience or your audience's mind. Okay, there are different ways of influencing them. One way of influencing is using your brand authority. Okay, if I'm a diehard fan of Virat Kohli, whatever Virat Kohli has his own company, I think RONG or something, WRONG or something, whatever it is. So if I like Virat Kohli, I'll buy that product. Okay, other way of influencing is advocating for a separate product, or telling that this is a good or bad. Ultimately, what happens is they grab their attention. Influencer marketing is all about grab your attention, and they leverage on the Virat Kohli's brand. Suppose my brand is this, and Virat Kohli's brand is this. If Virat Kohli is talking about the like in my brand, then my brand gets that temporary attention as Virat Kohli. It's not permanent. Okay, it has so happened that many influencers vouch for a product and a service, and it does not convert into sales. Okay, there are cases that there was a very big influencer, she launched her own t-shirt and nobody purchased that t-shirt. You search about that on internet, you will come to know. So influence can be short term, long term. Who influences is important, and what influence they put is important. So what influences means, who influences means, of course there has to be a celebrity, but in my experience, Gopal asked this question, right? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
So it's like there are two types of influencer whom people trust, or influencer whom people follow. For example, this guy, अपना 3 Idiot का जो scientist थे, Sonam, so he is vouching for Whitehead Junior now. So it has corrected their brand image, because Sonam Wangchuk, or I am sorry अगर मैं misspelled किया तो I am very bad in remembering last names. Sonam मुझे याद है, जो 3 Idiot का जो साइंटिस्ट है, तो ही वाउच फॉर व्हाइटहेड जूनियर, वो थोड़ा करेक्शन किया है उनका जो इमेज था. ओके, इट्स नॉट अबाउट सेलिंग, इट्स आल्सो अबाउट क्रिएटिविटी इन योर किड्स थिंग, दैट्स व्हाट ही टोल्ड. तो ही इन्फ्लुएंस देयर विदाउट सेलिंग. सो दैट काइंड ऑफ इन्फ्लुएंस इज इनवैल्यूएबल. वो जितना बाकी लोग कोई करने से, जितना विराट कोहली करने से नहीं होता व्हाइटहेड जूनियर के लिए, सोनम जो किए उसका बहुत वैल्यू है उसमें. ही डिड नॉट सेल, बट very influence, very like high quality, high impact influence that was, क्योंकि वो करेक्शन कर लिया उनका माइंडसेट में. अब उन्होंने सोनम बोल रहे हैं तो मतलब अच्छा होगा. नाउ अगर ईशान शर्मा को लाऊं और बोलेंगे कि एजुकेशन के बारे में बोले, तो डजंट मेक एनी सेंस. और या फिर जैसे कि सी आई विल गिव यू अ वेरी ब्लंट एग्जांपल कि मेनी पीपल, यू हैव अ ज्वेलरी स्टोर और यू हैव अ गारमेंट स्टोर, पीपल आस्क व्हाट डू यू से, सेलिब्रिटीज टू कट द ribbon. So temporarily you will get a footfall, but ultimately it's the product or service that will take you long. So right influencer choose करना जरूरी है, and how to leverage that. Now proper smart digital media buyer or digital media marketer will create a 1 hour video with that influencer while they are in the store, or take a 1 hour interview and take 200 bytes from them, use it for 1 year long. Okay, तो जैसे टीवी में रिपर्पज होता है ना, तो वो उस टाइप का करना चाहिए. क्रिएट डिजिटल कंटेंट, रिपर्पज इट instead of that temporary influence.
So talking about digital content, I have one more question from Divyashri. She wants to know, what is more important, our social media tools or the content that we create? Since we're talking about repurposing the content, what is more important?
Tool or the talent?
The
right?
content.
Okay, tool or the content?
Yes.
Content. Of course, the content. Yeah, tool just makes the content creator some comfort. Okay. If I ask somebody to push a cube, if you are a very talented, you are very you are Khali. Okay. If I ask Khali to push a cube, it will be very hard for him. If I ask him to put a 10 times bigger sphere, he can push it. So tools makes our life easier. That's it. Yeah, but yeah, there are content writing AI tools. There are keyword research tools. Tools which saves your time are definitely welcome. And yeah, they're a must. We cannot live without tools, but important wise content, of course. We get AI tools. Sometimes they are misleading. I'll give you a very funny example. Translation tools. Google is so intelligent. Infrastructure support को आप अगर Google को दोगे तो बोलेगा इमारत बनाने में मदद करके लिखता है. Infrastructure support is not इमारत बनाने में मदद. तो tools का उतना limitation रहता है. We have to use it wisely. Tools helps us save time and efforts. That's it.
So this question is from my side actually. Since we're all going to be teaching digital media marketing and so many students are interested, they want to know the practical basis of it. Can you probably give us some tips on how to make it more, engaging for these students and how to make it more fruitful for these students with, combining both practical and theory?
Find a case study, find a business, get hold of a person who is selling something, okay, and do it for them. While you are learning, apply it there. That is the best thing. The best way to learn swimming is to get into the water. There is no other way. Okay. No theory, no theory. Basically, theory is our teachers. While I was studying in my IIM, I learned marketing from him, my mentor, Professor Sharma. Okay. But I had to apply it somewhere. If I have only learned and taken notes, it is not going to stay with me, because this is an experiential learning. You need to find somebody, get hold on somebody who is selling something and say that, okay, I'm your marketer or I'm your digital media creator, and yeah, get started and come back with questions. When you go get into the water, you will get know where there, till which depth you can survive, or till which depth you can sustain. तो कहाँ पे problem आ रहा है? Questions. Once you get question, come back and ask your teachers, and they will help you, and you will get better answers for that.
Thank you so much, sir, for sparing so much time for us and for giving us the insights that you did. Your lecture was full of examples and case studies, and I think that has helped all of us learn a lot on not just theoretical perspective, but also practical perspectives. I would now like to hand over the forum to Mr. Mohit Kishore Vas. Sir.
Thank you so much, Mudita ma'am. We have been taking this session, and I faced some network problems at my end, and my software, my system hanged. So thank you so very much for taking on the session forward. I would also like to thank Ambrish sir for coming in and pitching in and taking the session forward. So thank you so much, Shivram sir, for your elaborate and very experiential based this session. On behalf of DME Media School and the faculty members plus the students, I would like to thank you for sparing so much time and explaining the basic nuances of digital media marketing. Thank you so much, sir.
It's my pleasure, and it's an honor to be here. You guys are academicians, and you are much more qualified in terms of knowledge. I'm a practitioner, and I'm sharing what other my friends can use it. And thanks, Ambrish sir, for giving this opportunity to share. And I really enjoyed this time. I could not actually see that in 1.5 hours passed. That is a good thing, I feel. And I believe my friends who are listening to me, young friends, they did not get bored, and they got something which they can carry home. Yeah, take away, right? Thank you for this opportunity, Sushmita ma'am. Thank you, Ambrish sir, namaskar, and thank you so much, Mohit, my friend. I look forward to seeing you when I'm at Delhi next time.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, most welcome.
Sir, before we formally conclude this session, I would request the head of the department, Professor Dr. Susmita Bala, to kindly share her experience regarding today's session. Ma'am, please.
Thank you, Mohit.
I feel nervous now, like a student.
No. So thank you, Mr. Shivram Mishra. This is the time of digital media, actually. And right from content generation to marketing, digital media provides an effective platform. Digital media marketing is the art and science of boosting an idea, service, or product. It is the most effective tool in contemporary world. So thank you for nice session. Thanks to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Because of the paucity of time, Professor Dr. Ambrish Saxena was not able to join during the beginning of this session. So now I request him to kindly share his experience regarding today's session and the whole SOP altogether. So please.
Mohit, I think, there's no point in speaking now because we have been having a very, very nice session. And digital media marketing is one such area. And it is not only the area of interest for the students to learn more and more, but for teachers also, as Mudita was asking a question to Mr. Shivram. Me too, because though I'm not teaching this subject, it's not my area of expertise, but it's still, whatever we do, we have to make use of a lot of tools of digital media marketing, or at least we have to devise a strategy how to make use of this digital media marketing to the success of whatever we are doing. Like when we were organizing this international conference, ICANN, or even we organize this International Film Festival, SIFI, every time we need to promote our event. So how to promote our event? So all that we have to think. So all the strategy is to be made, and which tool, how much LinkedIn is to be used, whether a page on LinkedIn will work, or whether we have to put more emphasis on Facebook or on YouTube or on WhatsApp. So we have to think of all that, even if we are not the marketing persons, but then this is one thing you cannot ignore in today's time. So whatever you are doing, you have to think about that. And among our faculty members, they again not because digital media marketing, though we have a paper at the bachelor's level, but otherwise it's not a subject which is into more focus in journalism and mass communication programs. Still, the teachers have to develop themselves in that area. The students also need to develop themselves in that area, because that is where majority of the jobs are there. So these are the things which we all are learning, and this is something which is still evolving, I believe, despite whatever has been done. So in this evolution stage, we all are the participants. We all are trying to learn more and more so that we can use all that knowledge to the benefit of whatever work we are doing. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Shivram. Thank you all.
Thank you. I'll take your leave, ma'am, and thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye. And all the best for your career, guys.
Thank you.
Feel
Thank you
free
so much, sir.
to, one message to my dear friends that, I don't sell anything for students, okay? But yeah, I'm more than happy to answer your queries. Just search for my name, find my social. If you have any specific queries, please send me a specific query and I'll be happy to help. I'll also leave my email IDs. I'm more active on email, and this email ID is gifted by Rajnikant. Okay. I'm kidding. This I created purposefully to get attention, basically. That it's a recall factor is more. I'm more than happy to help. If you have any queries, feel free to reach out, and all the best, and stay safe. Keep clicking and keep rocking. Bye.
Thank you so much, sir. And on behalf of DME Media School and Delhi Metropolitan Education, I once again wholeheartedly thank Mr. Shivram Mishra for taking this session. I would also like to thank Professor Dr. Ambrish Saxena and Professor Dr. Susmita Bala, Dean and HOD respectively of DME Media School, to actually plan this session and the ideation altogether. Other than that, Mr. Mishra has just mentioned that we talk about engagement. And during the time when I had this network issue, I think Mudita ma'am and Ambrish sir managed it beautifully. I think that is one thing that is required here. And as sir has rightly pointed out, that we need to learn, we need to evolve, and we need to probably use these tools in media schools. So on behalf of everyone, I would like to thank Mudita ma'am, Yogesh sir, Shruti ma'am, and all the faculty members of DME Media School, and most importantly, the students. Thank you very much.
In DME, we believe in engagement and empowerment of students. And since the time this COVID-19 struck in 2020, we intensified this whole process.
For the education sector, it was a big challenge. At DME, our small dynamic team decided to take this challenge head-on.
We organized different kind of programs, different webinars, wherein the distinguished people from the industry and other walks of life, they are invited to interact with the students. We try to keep them engaged in taking out newsletter, writing stories, editing stories, and not only that, they make posters, they make cartoons, they write pieces for the newsletter.
Mentoring Cell at DME is a very unique feature in the ecosystem of education. While the subject teachers forge the knowledge domain strongly, it is the mentors who reach out to students in difficult times. During pandemic, when our students faced loss of their loved ones, home isolation, and several other family issues, mentors ensured that students remain cheerful, lively, and stay connected with us.
We have ensured that our students are treated with compassion, warmth, and gentle touch. And it has been our endeavor to treat all the academic activities of our students, which includes PSDA, internal assignment, and various other curricular activities accordingly.
Research Cell also pays huge emphasis on interdisciplinary nature of research. In order to promote this, the research centers of the Research Cell were also motivated to join with each other and conduct research activities for students, faculties within DME and outside DME.
While the strong academics and great industry connect is building great lawyers, media persons and managers at DME, we at Mentoring Cell are enabling these future leaders to be compassionate, emotionally strong and resilient for any times to come.
We empower the students. All the schools of DME, they have their students council. In DME Media School, this council is part. They organize the program themselves, they take their own decisions and they mobilize the students for all the good cause.
Art has the power to unite and connect during the times of crisis. Bringing people together, sharing, soothing and inspiring are powers of art, which have been made empathically obvious by the DME cultural societies during the COVID-19 pandemic. By taking different innovative approaches in organizing various virtual competitions and events in which the students of DME have taken part with great enthusiasm and proved that DMEians are unstoppable.
Care with compassion is motto of DME. During Corona period, we were always with our students. Their well-being is primary for us. We take care of our students.
We met the expectations of the students, of the parents and above all of the industry. The placements this year were better than those of the previous years. DME is committed to supporting its students in all possible ways.